Hello everybody, I'm Matt, this is Killian, we're with Roll-N-Ish, and today we're going to talk to you about Beadle Grimm's campaign boxes, and we're going to unbox the Wild Beyond the Witchlight one. So first and foremost, Beadle Grimm's is not sponsoring this video. We are just doing this video because we love their campaign boxes and we use them a lot. And we wanted to share that with you and describe what's in them and tell you how awesome they are. So what you see before you is just a small sampling. These are the 4 boxes that I currently own. We have the Legendary Curse of Strahd, Eberron Rising of the Last War, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is newer, and the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. Currently, we're playing through 2 of them, right? We have 2 groups that we are playing through Curse of Strahd and Icewind Dale, and when one group finishes, they're going to jump to either Eberron or Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and then the other crew will just grab the other one, and we're going to play through these campaigns using these awesome boxes. So some of the things that are in them, this is the Legendary Curse of Strahd, so there's a little bit more in it than there would be like a silver edition of one of the other boxes. There's, you know, as they release campaign boxes, there's certain editions at different price points. The higher the price point, the more stuff that you get. And one of the things that was intriguing to me for, let's say, the Legendary Curse of Strahd is this giant tube you see on our table right at the bottom of the screen. That is a huge tube of battle maps, and some of them are really big for your table and some of them are, you know, more smaller areas, but they are made of canvas front and back, and this tube includes a map of the entire castle of Ravenloft, which if you've ever looked through the book, it is massive. So those are just some of the things that can come in some of these boxes. Some of the things that I like that they also do is that they'll take the campaign book itself. So this is the Wild Beyond the Witchlight book that you would get from Wizards of the Coast. Standard couple hundred pages for the campaign. This is about the size of the book. And as the DM or the Game Master, having this behind your screen to run the adventure is a great tool, but it takes up a lot of real estate behind your screen. One of the things that I love about the Beadle Grimm box is that they take this and they make a booklet, a smaller size booklet for every chapter that's in the book to make it easier for your Game Master to run and have to reference without, you know, flipping through this big campaign book. So we're going to dive into the Wild Beyond the Witchlight book, and we are going to show you what's inside. We've actually never opened this. I've had it for like 2 months now, and just curiosity's killing the cat. But before we do that, of these campaigns, I know you're in both groups, the Strahd and the Icewind Dale one. Which one's your favorite?
Icewind Dale, and it has to include a lot more people because it's got like, it's kind of really battle heavy. While Strahd's like mostly kind of talking, but there is mostly some battles in there.
The element of the environment in Icewind Dale is deadly. Right, the blizzards, the avalanches that could occur, just the environment itself attacks you, which is, you know,
Frost Maiden. Yeah,
unique to the campaign. So pretty cool. We're going to dive into Wild Beyond the Witchlight and unbox this bad boy right now, so hang tight. Okay, so now it's time to unbox the Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign box from Beadle Grimm. This is the silver edition. I did cheat a little bit. I removed the plastic from everything that's in here, just so I don't waste time in this video unplasticking things. But this is our unboxing. As soon as you open your box, you have this nice letter from the folks at Beadle Grimm's that basically tells you, there's a letter just basically describing a little bit about the story and thanking you for your business, of course. And then you have this menu on the right-hand side of everything that is included in this box. From the DM screen to maps and battle maps, in-world handouts and artifacts, a completion coin, encounter cards, all kinds of stuff on this menu as soon as you open the box. And this one's got so much stuff on it that it even continues to the back with artwork, bonus encounters, and other cool things. So let's look and see what's in here, shall we? Right off the bat, and again, I've already removed the plastic. It doesn't just come loose like this. It was all plastic wrapped. But as I explained earlier, you have the entire campaign book broken down into smaller chunks for your dungeon master. So for you DMs out there, this is great because I've got a book for each chapter. Like chapter 1 is, the Witchlight Carnival. I've got Hither. Chapter 2. Chapter 3 is Thither and everything we need for that chapter. Chapter 4 is Jan. Chapter 5, the Palace of Heart's Desire. We've got the fairy tales. So, a little bit about some, bonus encounters or fairy tales that you can drop in your game. What I like about this is it recommends the level or the chapter where you could drop this to have it be pretty seamless. But I've been finding in these campaign boxes that you can literally drop these anywhere. So there's that. And then every Beadle and Grimm's box has an appendix or appendices if there's more than one. This is the one for Witchlight, where you're going to have, the sections from the book that talk about the magic items or the different factions, the people that you'll meet. Oh, Warduke sighting. People that you'll meet along the way. Even some creatures that you might encounter or fight in alphabetical order. Even down to, this one has role-playing cards. I think there's like a play that happens in this campaign. And the felt bag, we'll take a look at in a second, has, the book has different lines for the characters in the play that are in the booklet. So rather than cutting them out of your book, Beadle and Grimm's has included a nice felt bag with that already done for you, which is pretty awesome. So I love that it chops the book down into little pieces, though, because I can just have this one book, thin book, behind my DM screen to run the encounter with, versus having this big chunky book behind my DM screen, taking up real estate. I'm a minimalist. I like to keep behind my screen neat and organized. So chopping up the book for me as the DM, I absolutely love that. It's fantastic. So there's this folder in here that contains mini maps of places we need to know, right? So I might have big canvas battle maps that I can use for the table that we can fight on, but there's also these smaller maps that'll just help visualize other places within the game, and put these on the table as well. And there's a side on the back that you can write notes on as your DM so you don't forget things. So you have little maps here to help visualize for your players that don't really give away anything crucial, but give away like specific places in within the map. Like here's a map of Thither that shows me Little Oak and where Loom Lurch is and the Wayward Pool, without giving away where things are. So there's all kinds of maps in here and additional handouts. So as you find letters, let's say you find a letter. All right, you raid the desk in the tent and you find this letter and it's written in, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's Elvish. This is what you find. So maybe a player who found this can speak Elvish. You can hand this to your player. And then on the back, they can read it to everyone. This is what it says, right? All I've wrought shall come undone when the moon blots out the sun. And you get the point. This is a way to immerse your players deeper into the game and include them without having the DM read them things. And you can hand these things around. Here's a story tracker that is dry erase. So Lost Things, Adventure Hook, or the Witchlight Carnival, Prismere, general notes that you can make to track along the way. That's dry erase. Here's cool things like, here's the snail race tracker. So if you're going to run the snail race at the carnival, the names of each of the snails and their colors and who's the rider and how many feet they traveled. Just fun things that you can do along the way. Here's the unicorn carousel. All kinds of cool stuff that you can drop right into your game here in this folder. There's that snail race tracker and the unicorn carousel in this nice compact little folder that I can keep everything straight. Here's the felt bag that I had mentioned earlier. There's a felt bag with strips. These are the lines from the play, so you don't have to cut them out of your book. And Beadle and Grimm's provides them to you in cardstock and nice, font that is, going to be great to share with your players. There's like 100 of these things, and this nice felt bag with this mask symbol here on the front. So maybe you use these, and maybe after you're done this adventure, you steal this bag from your DM and use this as a cool dice bag, right? Who knows? But really cool thing. Before the adventure, you can drop down these tickets to the Witchlight Carnival that is actually perforated, and you can tear on this side. And these stars down here are all raised, and you can feel them. They're textured, good for 8 rides. So these are like really cool things. So maybe as the DM, when you're getting ready for your session 0, you can actually give your players tickets to the carnival so they can role play, their character introduction along the way. I really love this. It's 2-sided. It's got really cool things on here: snail races, mermaid songs. Who will be the next Witchlight monarch? Enjoy the magic of the big top. Awesome. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these tickets that you can hand out to your table, which is really awesome. This also comes with this artifact, and this artifact, I don't even know what this is because I haven't read the thing yet. This artifact is a Weathervane token that you can mark along the mood of the carnival on the Witchlight map. So maybe things happen along the way that change the mood of the guests at your carnival, and this Weathervane token will help you track that. It also comes with a completion coin, which I love. This is new from Beadle and Grimm's. I think this is the first box that they included these in on. Sorry, where's my camera? Let me find where's my mark? Here we go. Sorry about that. This is the, I think this is the Monarch logo, and it says Beadle and Grimm's on the top. And then it says Factum Perfectio Premium. So what this is a metal, and you can hear it against my wedding ring here. It is a metal coin of completion with the D&D logo. It says Wild Beyond the Witchlight 2021. And the one comes with the silver edition, but they sell these individually on their website for all their campaigns. So as you saw earlier in the video, I've got Rime of the Frost Maiden, Eberron Rising from the Last War. I've got Curse of Strahd. I'm going to be buying these completion coins, and when we finish our campaigns, it's something I can give to my players that they can hold on to and cherish and remember the adventures we had together at the table, which is awesome. I love that. This next bit is some of my favorite stuff that comes in Beadle and Grimm boxes. I absolutely am obsessed with these. Like any D&D fan, I really love their art. Their artwork is just phenomenal. Definitely pick up the Art and Arcana book that D&D has. So great. Takes you through a history of D&D and all the artwork. But this is what I love as a DM, right? This is a creature card, and it's 2-sided. And what I can do is I can hang this on my DM screen. So my players that are facing away from my screen, they see the monster or the creature. That's what they see. And on my side of the DM screen, I get some information about this creature, and I get its entire stat block. So I don't have to have, the appendix out for Witchlight, or a monster manual out behind my screen to run, potential encounters or battles even. I've got it right here. And so what I would do is, as I prepare a session, I'll look and see what are potential creatures that they might encounter, and I'll grab the cards and I'll keep them behind my screen. So if they encounter them, I can just go ahead and hang them on my screen. You guys see this Jabberwock approach you. And, it's green. It's, very reminiscent of a dragon with big white eyes with no pupil. And I've got all its stats right here. As I describe it, they have a visual that they can use to go along with it. There's over 60 of these. I think the menu tells you, oh no, these are 45 different encounter cards along the way, right? And what I really like about this too is What I like to do is let's say I'll go into chapter 1, right? And I'll open up chapter 1 and I see these cards. Look, the artwork will match. Okay. So I've got chapter 1 open and I see these two people here and I've got an encounter card for it. Anywhere there's artwork in the book, you have a card for it that you could just throw on your screen. And as they encounter, you know, the Feymark or the Feywild visitor in the story, I could throw it on my screen so they can see who I'm describing. Okay, so every piece of artwork that you find, you know, these are two-sided. So as I go to the previous page, I find the cupcake and the slipper and the drawing. I've got the card for that, right? And as I flip the page in the book and I encounter those two folks, I flip my card over. There it is. I can hang it on my screen. So as you go through the book, you find the artwork. I like to take my cards and flip through them and find them, and I can just have them ready to go for my session. So I could be quick with it behind my screen. Bang, this is who you see, right? And as you encounter these folks or these creatures or these scenes along the way, I can hang them on my screen and your players get a visual of what you're describing. I absolutely love that. To me, something small like that goes a long way. I'm a very visual person. I appreciate stuff like this. So I'm a big fan of the encounter and creature cards that come along with these boxes. They're fantastic. But wait, there's more. As I dig through, I have even more in-world handouts. So again, as you experience things in your game that you find, like these are letters, and as you look at them, they're crumpled and wrinkled. Not because the packaging was bad, but because they want it to look really used, like real world, right? Some of them have like stains. One of the things I found in my Curse of Strahd box was a letter that had like a ring, like somebody may have put their cup down on. I love that because if you go into a wizard's tower, you're going to find stuff everywhere, crumpled up paper, things that are dirty. A wizard might put his drink down on something. You know, I love stuff like that because it's real. It makes it so immersive. But there's all kinds of handouts and poems and letters, things that are in a different language. Maybe this is, I don't know, I'm just going to guess. Maybe this is something written in Elvish, right? Maybe the person who finds this, I don't speak Elvish. Does anyone here at the table, does anybody speak Elvish, right? Or maybe that's not how you ask it, right? We don't want to meta, but is anyone, I don't understand this language, and you pass it around the table and maybe they ask the DM, do I know what this is? And the DM will ask, what kind of languages do you speak? I speak Elvish. Oh, you recognize this as Elvish. They turn it around. Now they can read it out loud to the entire party, right? Dear Rotten Ethel, you've requested access to the ancient rituals handed down by Baba Yaga herself. Rituals that can be used to fulfill bargains. And so on. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. But that's what these things are. They are in-world handouts that your players can find in-game and then use them. They've got beautiful handwriting and calligraphy on these things. They're textured and designed, right? They're cardstock, so they're good quality paper. This is stuff that you can just hand out. I know we have, I keep shaking the camera, sorry. We had some in the folder I looked at earlier. But there's even more of this stuff that you can hand out to your players. And then guys, this is where like my heart gets tickled because these are even more cool things. Like here's a wanted poster. Oh, and look at this massive horse that's got like a little cottage on its back. Okay, and we got a little wanted poster here. These are here's this poster for the Witchlight Carnival. Right? Witchlight Carnival, sit on the throne. Who be a real monarch? Who will be crowned the Witchlight monarch? Join us in the big top just before dawn to find out. This is something I'm going to hang in my dungeon here where my party plays. But there are so many big, I'm going to unfold maybe one or two of these. I'm not going to do them all. But these are big canvas maps that fill up more than my whole screen that you can see. Let me switch cameras here. That you can see. Look at the size of this map, folks. I hold it up. This is just one of several big canvas battle maps that we can use for the campaign that come along with. So here's another one. Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. Big map that I can now put down on the table, and we can have an encounter. We could throw our minis down, you know, and use this as a battle map as it was intended. What's really cool too, and I'm gonna switch cams again. What I really appreciate about these big maps is it always gives you the location. P31 throne room, and every inch or square is a 5-foot square. I like that it tells you that, because in the book, the campaign book, it's going to give you locations and a map, and you'll see, you know, if we needed to, we could see P31. Okay, as we enter the throne room, I can pull this map out. Boom, here's what you see. And really just make an encounter out of it. Guys, there's more than that. There's so many more. There's one with the Witchlight Carnival itself and the mood of everybody that you could track. Hither, thither, and yon. And here is the Nightshade Study Bedroom / Aviary. Look, there's 5 big canvas maps, a poster for the Witchlight Carnival itself. And then in the bottom of the box, if you need to, because these boxes are designed to crack open and just start playing, they've included 5 pre-made characters that you could just use in your game if you don't want to roll one up. And they even give them names. Like here's a Harangon Ranger, level 1. His name is Timothy Widebelt. Change the name as you see fit, but they give you these character sheets to get you started. And as you level up, you want to, you know, track your own with a character sheet. But let's say you just wanted to crack it open and just dive in and get going because you're so excited to run the story, you can do so. There's a gnome wizard, Ollie Sticky Pots, a wood elf druid named Dayton, a fairy sorcerer named Polychrome, and a human bard named Skylar Silverstrings. These are the 5 pre-made characters that the folks at Beadle Grimm's created for us in our adventure. Guys, so much value, from pre-made characters to canvas maps and a poster to, in-world handouts, encounter cards with art. We've got creature cards with art and stat blocks. We've got a folder with other maps and bonus encounters already laid out for us. You know, the bag of all the lines from the play, tickets to hand out to your players at your session 0, a coin of completion to give to someone, or maybe you buy more for your party, the Weathervane Token, the maps and handouts, the book broken down into sections. This is awesome. And then, of course, your menu of everything that's in there. Look, it is chocked full to the brim. I get my box barely closed on this thing. That is Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We cannot wait to play this. In fact, Roland Nish is going to do a playthrough stream of this campaign starting the summer of 2022. I will be the dungeon master for this campaign. I cannot wait to get started on this. You're going to see stuff from this specific box hit our table because we use this stuff. So guys, that is why I love Beadle and Grimm so much. I love their stuff. As a dungeon master, as a player, we find these things super beneficial and helpful for just immersion into the game. And that's why those boxes are so valuable. Don't be afraid of the price tag. Some of these boxes start at about $175, $180 and work their way up. And the more expensive they are, the more you get. But if you think about it this way, if you play a weekly game, good for you. That's great. That is a lot. A lot of players play maybe bi-weekly or even monthly. And if you think about how long it takes to play a campaign, this is 1 to 2, maybe even 3 years, depending on how frequently you play, worth of gameplay in a box. And if you've got a table of 3 or 4 players and you as a DM, and you do the math, you divide the cost of the box up per session, we're talking about dollars on the session to make something like this and use really good quality stuff to immerse you into the game. If you think about it that way, it's so worth it. Why wouldn't you pay a few bucks a session to immerse yourself in gameplay like this? That's how I look at it. That's how my party looks at it. Like I said, we're in the middle of Curse of Strahd. We're in the middle of Rima the Frost Maiden with 2 different parties that I DM for. We're going to dive into Eberron. We're going to dive into Witchlight. But they have so much more at Beadle and Grimm's, like Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, Fizban's Treasury of Dragons is coming out. They have the Tal'Dorei Reborn for you Critical Role fans. They've got Pathfinder stuff. They got Magic the Gathering stuff. Guys, Beadle and Grimm's, they make things for the player and the DM because they play this game and they DM this game and they know what they want and it's what we all want. So don't be afraid to check it out. Beadle and Grimm's. I love their stuff. I couldn't be happier. They don't even sponsor us. I just buy all their stuff because I love it. And I use it in my games at home. Again, I'm Matt with Roll and Ish. Please continue to come here as we unbox cool things that we get. And, if you're new to D&D, check out our What Do I Need to Play video and our series of how do I make a character, how do I play this game, and we're going to continue to build in our library right here on our YouTube channel. We'll see you at the table.